Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Lee Grant, and today I am going to be revisiting JavaScript. So I tried to learn JavaScript about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I've been doing it off and on because obviously I'm working as well. My job is as a firmware engineer, so I'm doing a lot more embedded systems, more kind of, you can think of it, the connection between computer engineering and like electrical engineering, so it's not really software engineering. So that's kind of my day job is a firmware engineer, but I know that JavaScript is extremely important in relation to actual real software engineering. So that's why I want to start learning JavaScript, try to understand how it works, how I can build projects with it. So about 3 months ago, I said, okay, cool, I'm gonna just see what's out there and try to learn it. And then later, about maybe 1 month ago, I started making these YouTube videos where I was doing majority leak code videos, and I still do those videos every single day. Leak code, leak code, leak code. I do not miss a day. Every day we do a leak code. But anyway, so I still do those leak code videos, and now that I'm doing YouTube videos, I thought, well, why not start posting my projects? So I know that I want to learn JavaScript and also Java because I've been told that both of those are extremely important for software engineering. So that's kind of what I am trying to do. And the purpose with these kind of like project videos is as of right now, I don't have a a definite goal that I will accomplish this. I have to do this. I have to do that. No, 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 no. The purpose with these videos, the Java and JavaScript videos that I'm going to be making, is, and I've already made a few Java videos. I just finished part three a few days ago, and now today I'm doing this JavaScript, and it's the first JavaScript video that I've done. Um, but the purpose with both Java and JavaScript, these videos is it's going to be much more kind of like laid back, much more I'm just trying to explore, see what the language has, learn about the language, learn about how to make projects, learn how and kind of get a feel for everything and try to improve my skills, try to make myself better, and that's kind of the goal of these videos. It's not anything where I'm trying that I have a specific goal that I have to complete this. It's more relaxed. It's more just trying to build my own skills and run into any concepts inside of a friendly environment where I can learn about it now and I'm not caught off guard 2 years in the future when I'm doing, okay, now I'm a software engineer, I'm doing these things. Okay, well, hold on. Now all of a sudden I don't know anything about JavaScript. I don't want that to happen. I want to understand the language, and not just the language, but because I think languages are fairly easy. It's just like if you know one language, you kind of know the other one, and you just need some syntactical differences. But it's different. An example is when I was learning JavaScript initially, so 3 months ago, I knew nothing about I didn't even know about HTML. Like I knew that it existed, but I never used it. So I didn't know that you could manipulate the DOM with JavaScript because I didn't even know what a DOM was. I didn't what's document object model and how does that work? And then I started just playing with the language and I realized, okay, well, I keep hearing about manipulating the DOM. What does this actually mean? And then I started to investigate and it's like, oh, okay. Then in HTML, you have this structure and it has you can have identification, so like class or ID or something like this. And then from that in JavaScript, you are now able to grab that ID or class and manipulate those sections how you want. Okay, cool. Now I understand that. That's kind of what I mean by understanding the concepts, not really the language, because the language is almost incidental. the point is learning like, okay, there's something called the DOM. How do you do it? Another thing that I had never dealt with before was kind of routing. Like, how do you take something and route it to a server and then respond back and all of that kind of stuff? I didn't even know that that kind of thing existed until I started playing around with it. So, my previous experience was that maybe 2 or 3 months that I was just, and it wasn't like hardcore every day I was going and learning JavaScript. It wasn't like that at all. It was very kind of, okay, I got off work, I'm exhausted, but I'm just going to, see if I can do anything with JavaScript. I'm going to try it out and kind of just low stakes, trying to build projects, following a video on YouTube, like a tutorial video. So it was using Node.js to be able to take in requests, process requests, and then send it back, and then render that HTML to the screen and stuff. It was similar to that. So for today's video, what I'm thinking about doing is kind of getting to that point again where I'm able to use Node.js and like process a GET request from my browser and just reestablish kind of a footing of where I was 3 months ago, so that now, okay, cool, I have this footing again and I can move forward with learning. So let's see, I have main.js, but I remember actually I need, can I open the terminal from here, right? Where is the terminal? Terminal, here we go. New terminal. There we go. Now going to Copilot, and we're gonna just figure out how to initialize a Node.js like application. How to initialize a Node.js application. All right. So we go to the directory that we want. Okay. So we're already in the directory that we want. In pm init. Okay. In pm init. Is that all we have to do? Okay, let's see what happens. In pm. Come on. npmv uninstall node. Let's see. Node version. Apparently I don't have node. Yeah, that's great. Good. Just what I was hoping. Okay, so apparently I did it on my other computer. download. Sure. Okay. Should be this one. All right. Yep. Okay. Alright, so apparently we didn't even have Node installed on the computer, but that's okay because we are, let's see, we can move it to trash, sure. Okay, so now can I do like node -v? Please give me a response. Hey, okay. So, good. Now what? Well, I have node, so npm init, I think was the command that I needed to do. Alright, so let's just do npm init. Package name. First practice. Okay. Version. Description. Entry point. Test command. I don't know. Yes. Okay. Well, package.json appeared. Main.js. Okay. So now let's come here, just copy this into the main.js. And then, so right now we're just trying to get back to that point where we kind of have a, let me actually make myself smaller. There we go. So now we can see the screen. So the point right now is just to get to the point where we can get something running and then start understanding the concepts a little bit better, refresh ourselves because I've forgotten most of what was going on. I remember I had something like a Nodemon or something running so that when I saved it, it was always listening and then I could like access the thing through the browser. We're going to revisit all that. Okay. So now we get it. Let's go through all of this later. I just want to see if things work. I kind of remember what's going on. We have this listen, and whenever we get a request, it will do this callback function. And by the way, when I was learning JavaScript, I was like, I love JavaScript. It was so cool. It's like, I shouldn't say that I don't like the low level languages, right? But I really like the high level languages. Like, I thought it was really cool that you were able to do so many complex things really quickly and like process all of these different requests. And like, I just thought that it was like, wow, this is really powerful. This is so cool. Now, it's not to say that the low level stuff is not cool, it's not interesting, right? Like, robotics is amazingly interesting. And that is kind of what I feel like I do at my work, is more like that low level robotics kind of stuff. So it's definitely interesting, but it was a completely different feeling doing the higher level stuff, like JavaScript. I was like, wow, it's powerful. Whereas I feel like robotics is much more like, what's this register doing? What's that register doing? What is the exact timing specifications for this communication protocol? Go look at an oscilloscope and try to understand or try to see if you can see your waveform that you're generating and does it conform to the specifications of the communication protocol. What is the, and not just like large scale protocol, you're on like a chip, right? Like a integrated circuit, a PCB, and you have your microcontroller and it's trying to talk to external or components which are on that actual PCB. And so you have to like make sure that that communication works. So it's interesting in a different way. But I just felt like I had never learned something like this, like JavaScript, before. So getting introduced to it for the first time, I was like, whoa, you can do that. Wow. Anyways, so what was I doing? Um, Trying to run it, I guess. So how do I run it? Install, execute. You just node and then, okay, so node main.js. Oh, okay, so I have not installed Express. So I will need to install that. I am on a Mac. Hopefully there's an easy like command, like terminal command that will install Express. Okay. So I have Node installed, yes. npm install Express. Okay. That should be the command. Okay. Now let me try this command again. And it looks like we are running on localhost 3000. So this Express kind of listens for requests at localhost and then port 3000. So this is like a socket, right? You have your IP address, which in this case is whatever localhost is set to, and then 3000 is the port number. So IP plus a port number together creates a socket. So now I can just go to any web browser and then I can do local host and then the port number. So 3000 like this, and I should get, okay, cool, hello world. So this is rendering this hello world thing. Okay, cool. So actually right now we did satisfy one of the things that I wanted to get done. We have it running. We have we were able to talk to it. What else do I want to do? Maybe I need to figure out what that one thing was where I would save it and then it would come back. Like I would save it and then it would automatically like reinitialize all of the, or it would rerun the programs so that I didn't need to constantly come here and do like control or was it like exit out of the server and then come back. Okay, so what was that called? I forgot. There was a program upon say making changes and saving those changes. What was this? Okay. One thing that I'm kind of noticing right now, though, is that I remember when I was first learning JavaScript and I was absolutely completely lost about like what is this? What's going on here? Why are there these different weird syntax things? What is this app.get? And even though I haven't looked at it for 3 months, I'm looking at this and just automatically recall everything. So it kind of it's definitely I guess you can say a little bit inspiring that you're able to learn something and it doesn't just all go away. You learn something and your brain retains those higher level concepts. Maybe it doesn't retain the details. You need to go and refresh the details, but you're able to still remember a lot of those uh, other, like, oh, I know generally what it's doing, and you're not completely lost, and you're able to just start really quickly, which is what I'm feeling right now. Is like, okay, I feel like I can start pretty quickly. So, nodemon here. So I need to edit my package.json and dev nodemon. Okay. Let's just see package.json. Scripts here. Was it in scripts that it wanted me to do it? Start and dev. Okay. What if I just do like dev? Okay. And then why is it in? Oh, because I don't have a semicolon here. Not a semicolon, comma here. Dev. Okay. Is what? Nodemon. Is it like that? Nodemon app.js, but I actually want it to run main.js. .js. Okay. And I save that. And now I should be able to do like nodemon or run. This was it. npm run dev. Okay. npm run dev, like that, right? No. Nodemon cannot be found. I need to install nodemon. Okay, I think I'm on the right track right now. Nodemon is not installed. I am on Mac. Okay. Sudo npm. Okay, whatever. Do I even need sudo though? I don't know. It'll work. Okay, so now I should be able to do that npm run and then dev. Okay, now this is so cool because previously I had no idea why I was doing this npm run dev. I had no idea what that meant. Now that I come back to it, okay, I'm doing npm and then run, right? And what am I running? I'm running dev right here. Now, back when I was following along in the YouTube tutorial, I just wrote dev right there and then I just followed what it said and then would run that command every single time, but I didn't know why I was running it. Now that I'm going back, I'm able to kind of fill in those gaps. Now, I do want to make a point that I think it's extremely helpful to look at or to watch those tutorials on YouTube. Even if I don't understand really what's going on, it gave me it made it where I knew what was out there. I knew how to. It goes back to that idea of it's better to start on a path that you realize, oh, that's not actually the correct path I want to be on. But now that you've experimented, now that you've done something, the second time you do it, all of a sudden everything just kind of falls into place. And so, even though I didn't understand what I was doing, why I was doing it, I got exposure to a lot of these concepts. And now coming back, I'm like, oh, no wonder. Okay, that's pretty cool. And so now I should be able to come here to Safari, come here and just refresh it, and it still should say hello world, and it does. Come to here, so then I can just do like whatever, like that. And then, oh, it changed. Yep. Now, can I go like this and refresh? There it is. Okay, this is so cool. Now, as I said, I am going to be going through this and kind of refreshing myself about what's going on. So, cup of coffee. And then let's start to... Now that I'm doing JavaScript again, I'm just like back into that happy mode. I'm like, this is so cool. Don't you guys think that... I don't know. I think it's really fun. Um, so require is kind of like the import. So in C, you have hashtag import and then whatever library you want. This require is kind of just like that hashtag import, and then you're capturing it as express. So you're able to use this express as essentially like a library or an object maybe. And so here, I think what's going on is I am calling the constructor. And this is also another really cool thing. Do you remember in my Java, not JavaScript, but Java videos that I've been doing? Because I had never touched Java before, ever. Like, I was really, I thought it was really cool. I was like, okay, cool. I am going to start making videos and I'm going to document my entire process of learning Java from scratch, from the very beginning, from the very, very, very beginning. And I had never really used object-oriented programming before. And one of the things that I was looking at in Java was, okay, these constructors. Well, previously I didn't really pay much attention to what's going on here. But now my brain is starting to make connections between the two that I learned. I love this, making connections. Okay, so this is probably, now I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but I have a lead that this is probably a call to the constructor of express, and it passes back an object. And then on that object, I have methods called get. Oh my gosh. Oh my, that's why it works. That's what, uh, last time when I was doing JavaScript, I was just like, okay, I can do like this call and then I get app, and now app somehow I just have like get and listen and post, or like all of those different calls. I was like, okay, I guess. I don't know why. I don't know how. Now that I did not even JavaScript, now that I did something that was completely unrelated, their names are kind of annoying because they're like very similar names, but they're completely disconnected. My brain is able to like, hey, wait, hold on a second, and make connections. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is amazing so much. Okay, so we get an object, we get it's stored as app. So this is a an object that has methods to it. Now I just store the number 3000 as port. Okay, so now app, which is a, a an express object, has different methods to it. One is get, one is listen. And now I so remember that this is a callback function. So it has a request, or yeah, a request and a result. And when this occurs, it will execute this function call. Similarly with this, when port is when app.listen receives the port, which is when we press like localhost and then port 3000, press enter, that triggered this app.listen. And then what happened? This did right here. And I'm assuming this has stuff under the hood. Can we go to like... is it... Can we not like actually see? Hmm. Okay, so apparently we don't really have access to like the Express source code. Let's see if it's online though. It should be. Express documentation. APIs, maybe? So here's this documentation. What about like... What was I looking for? App.get. I want to just see the code for app.get. Like, express.js.get source code. Can I go like that? You can't directly view. So they don't have actual source code? Okay, doesn't matter. So what I'm curious about right now is why does this specifically... I understand what it's doing. I remember it was something like if I have this and then I can do like a 1 or something. I forget how you can do different calls, but I remember you do one call here, one call there, one call there, and based off that, I can determine which app.get. So let me try on GPT. Like, how do, or let's see, can you me multiple request routes? I think request routes within my function. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you can do like that. So it's also a get, but then you can add some like you can add some not tag, but extra information, and it will route to that specific thing, like if it matches this. So I need to copy. Should we copy it or just like write it out ourselves? Let's it's kind of annoying to write it out. Go like this. Then we can write things. Okay, that'll give us a little bit more practice. So I'm gonna do this get slash first, and the reason why is because I remember something like they would overwrite if you did one that matches it, it would immediately like lock onto that specific one and then not do the ones below it. And I'm thinking, doesn't everything match this slash? So I'm gonna test that out. So app dot get, okay, and now what is the first argument? It is And now, what was it? I'm trying not to really look right now. Let's see. And then equals arrow. Now, this is so fun. And then, I'm looking up here. Result.send. Result.send. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Should we try it? Should we just try it? Let's see if it works. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Go. Okay. Can I just go? Ah. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, result is not defined. Oh, okay. That I did. Here. Request result. Of course I'm not going to be able to operate on result. Okay, let's not ask it. Let's just refresh. There we go. There we go. There it is. There it is. Now, what actually is request and what is result and where did they come from? I'm not entirely sure. That's something we're going to be looking into. And why did it not render this one up here first? And then, bam, stop? That's another thing that we need to investigate. And then I know also I want to be able to get to the point where I have an HTML page and I do rendering of it. That's another thing that I want to do. So let's first ask about like why it didn't match on this slash. I remember that the route functions will hit the first match. Why is it that when I did local host 3000 contact that I didn't first hit the route and then stop before hitting the contact? Okay. Great observation. Again, the way that GPT always says, like, that's a great question. You're so smart for asking that question. I, I don't know. I think it's funny how it always like gives you that boost of confidence. Like, wonderful. That's a great observation. Anyways. The way Express handles routing ensures that specific routes are matched correctly before more general ones. Here's how it works. Routing mechanisms in Express. Specificity. Express matches routes in the order they are defined. It tries to find a match starting from the first defined route. Once a match is found, it processes the request and the corresponding handler does not continue looking for more matches. Alright. Exact matches before prefix matches. In your example, the slash contact route is more specific route compared to the slash route. When you navigate to localhost 3000 contact express looks for a route that exactly matches Okay, so it's just so if I just did that, it would match the slash. Why contact does not match. When you navigate contact, oh, why it doesn't match the slash. When you navigate to here, Express checks the route. So it does check this backslash first, but it doesn't match because it's not an exact match. Moves on to check this one, it doesn't match, and then it does match here, and then it processes it. Okay, cool. So what if I did something similar to this, where I have this, but then I misspelled it, like contacts, like that. Do I get it? Cannot get contact. There we go. There we go. It's exact matching. That's what's going on. Let's go. Can I do one like app.get? What's it? App.get and then nothing, and then result a request result arrow operator arrow, right? And then this guy, and then result dot send you made a wrong request. Okay. You mean, well, actually it wouldn't be a wrong request, but let's just try this. Like, oh, what if I just do the so it doesn't. Okay, what if I just did like this? Hello world. I want a default one. I want a default one. That's what I'm gonna tell it. I want a default get request. I didn't spell default right, but that's fine. It should know it. Come on, man. That's what I want. I want a default, please. Okay. Ooh, star operator. I like this idea. I like where this is going. Let's do a star. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. A whole bunch of garbage. Yes! We got it. We matched everything and we put it at the bottom because we want to say, does it match this? No. Does it match this? No. Does it match this? Okay, well, this is everything. If we put this at the top, it's going to match with everything first, and then we're not going to be able to do any matching. So there we go. Okay. So should we try to render some HTML? Let's ask that. I want to be able to render some HTML with the GET request. Okay. Okay, so to render HTML with a GET request in the Express application, you can use result.send file method to send HTML. File as a response. I remember doing something with EJS. I remember this EJS thing, but I can't remember exactly what it does. Okay. Let's just okay. Here's the HTML. So like my test HTML dot HTML. Okay. Now paste that in there. Cool. Now, what do I want to do? In here, some kind of send file, and then public. Public? Why public? Okay. Whatever. So just go back to this. So I actually don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. So result dot send file, and then path, but we didn't import path yet. Path.join, and then what do we want to join? Okay. Directory name. Public. I don't think we need public because we put it just in the this is index.html. Yeah, so I don't think we need public because we didn't put it in a public. This is going to take the current like path, I think, and then it's going to do slash public, and then slash, and then my test html.html, but we didn't put this my test html. I don't like this. My test page. We didn't put my test page. Hold on. Rename. We didn't put it into a folder called public. We just have it in the same directory. So I think actually what I need to do is just delete that. Then I can do this. Do I need to import path? Yeah, like require path. Okay, so const path equals require and then path. That, and then we should be good. Let's so let's see if it's working. Should be. Now, what did I put in here? Welcome to my Express app. And then in this, I'm going to do a second paragraph. See, before I learned about HTML, I didn't even know, like, oh, what is this P? What is this H1? What is this body? 3 months ago, I had no idea about any of this. And I didn't know that you could do, like, I forget the exact syntax, but it's like H1, and then you do class equals, and then you do, like, my H1 class or something like that. And then you're able to go from here in JavaScript to be like document.my h1 class, or no, it's document.getByClass, and then you pass in this as the argument, and then you get back something, and then you're able to manipulate the elements within it. So anyways, it's just, I didn't know any of this before, and now it's just like, oh, cool, I can kind of like a little bit work with it. So anyways, created by me, like this, with all of that, and then a bunch of garbage right there. Okay, so now if I do just a plain like backslash get, I should see that in my web page. There we go. Render it. Oh my goodness. I love this. 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 This is fun. This is awesome. This is cool. Okay, so now where do we go from here? Possibly we can look towards looking towards like the EJS. I need to figure out what EJS is. I remember it was something about like dynamically passing in arguments to HTML, but I can't remember the exact things that we used for it. So the other thing that I know is important is interacting with databases. So I'm going to try to interact with like a SQL or MongoDB, which is, I believe MongoDB is NoSQL. Like MySQL would be SQL, and I think that's a free SQL database thing, and then I can do MongoDB to get practice on NoSQL. So I have that kind of dichotomy right there. Um, and then making a more advanced kind of web page where I can click on things. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this was a great kind of like starting off point. We got our footing back on how to work with JavaScript, Express, and Node. And now, going forward, my hope is to continue to explore this language or explore this concept. I'm not going to call it a language. That's the point is exploring the concepts. So, hopefully going forward in my next videos we'll be able to make more complex projects and explore these concepts in a lot more detail, make things cooler, try to encounter new ideas, and improve our skills in this new space. So, if that is interesting to you, then I would love for you to subscribe. That would be amazing. I'm going to be continuing to make more JavaScript videos, Java videos, which, as I just found out, like, hey, they're actually like you learn one thing over here and you don't think it's going to have any connection over here, but it actually did. And so I'm going to be making more of those videos as well. And then obviously every day doing leak code, building that skill set. And so if that's interesting, subscribe. That would be awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you tomorrow.